All right, so welcome to another episode, Sudden Change Pod. It's your boy Beans. We got Jay here. How you feeling this week?
Good, man. Everything good.
Um, Before we get into NFL stuff, the high school team looking good, right? On a win streak, lined
Oh
up for the
yeah, yeah. We
playoffs.
won. We won four straight right now.
Nice,
Final game Saturday. And then we clinch. So if we win, we get a home playoff game. So
nice.
yeah, we in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, you thought it might be a bit of a rough season, a lot of young guys, but it seems like
Yeah, we
y'all
had a
figured it out.
yeah we um definitely a lot of young guys, a lot of new starters, especially on the offensive side. But our season started off tough. We played two of the like best teams in the state,
Mm,
Bethel and Brookfield. Brookfield's undefeated, and Bethel's like 7-2 in like class, I think L, I think. So our two alliance games were really tough. But after that, we had a tough loss, like 7-0 at Putnam. But we ain't lose since, man. So
nice.
we've been rocking, and honestly, we can't lose again if we're gonna win it all. So we gotta win the next this one and then three in the playoffs if we're gonna finish the deal. So we'll see.
So all the teams that you lost to were in higher classes.
Yeah. Quinnipiac was in class double M. They're in class double M. Brookfield was, I want to say M, and Bethel was like M or L, one of those, I forget. But they're all, yeah. We
Gotcha.
only played a few teams that were in our class, which is a game coming up, and I think one other team. So everything else is like above us.
Good. Well, I hope y'all went out. Good luck this weekend. I'm gonna try to pull up.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
want to
10
check
th
y'all.
early game, like 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, that's perfect. I should be able to make it. I'm
Oh
gonna hit
yeah.
up Burke.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
it's senior day too, so should be a good turnout.
Good. Glad to hear it. Let's jump into NFL. The news wasn't as good for the Falcons. Y'all lost, right?
Yeah, we got smoked. We got smoked in Denver.
Well, I'm trying to just look up the score because I didn't follow it, but I know Burke was in
30,
my.
I want to say 30, 31-6, I want to say.
Y'all only put up 6 points.
38-6, sorry. 38-6.
Goodness
Yes.
gracious!
Yes.
I knew Burke was talking at the end, but I didn't know why he was talking so much. That makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
What happened? What went wrong?
We didn't do anything. Like we we didn't pressure, Bo Nix. We didn't granted, like we had, we were depleted. Our secondary is like majority was out, a lot of guys out, but that still ain't no excuse. Like we got no pressure on the rookie
Mm,
quarterback. Offense was just not finishing drives, like, key penalties, that just stall drives. And then once that happened, honestly, we're on a bye week this week. They were
yeah.
pretty much like they were just coasting into the bye. But now we in a dogfight for the division because we lost two games we probably should have won, and then we got a couple of tough games coming up as well. So the Falcons don't make nothing easy, man. They gonna make you work for it. So hey, but we got our bus whooped though.
Yeah, it's the good thing for y'all is I'm just looking at the standings. You have everybody in the division is under 500 right now, so at least you got a little bit of room to work with. But yeah, you definitely got to get on a little win streak for playoff
Yeah,
position and after the bye.
yeah, we're
Y'all
like
sitting
I
at
think
4 right now.
we're 4-1 in the division as well. We lost to the Saints, but we had the tiebreaker on the Bucks and
Yeah,
the Saints right
that'll.
now, and we got Panthers last week of the season. So I mean, hey, bought in Kirk all that money. Yeah, yeah, I might want to make it happen. So we'll see.
Definitely got to get it done. Packers got to win. I didn't get to see much of the game, but I know we won it at the end on a blocked field goal against the Bears team that has looked really bad. We should have probably blew them out. But you know how those division games get, they get a little tricky on the
Yeah,
road. So I'm just glad to get a win. I'm seeing a lot of Packers fans starting to get really impatient with Jordan Love and all the interceptions. Um, but I don't know, it's tough because I think we grade him like he's been a starter for 5 years at this point, but he sat behind Aaron Rodgers for so long. This is his only second year starting. So it's like he's still young, even though he has been in the league for a long time.
yeah,
So
I get it, but they gave him a contract, so they ain't really
also
trying to hear
true.
that either. But
That's true.
if I think it's just he has some throws where he just tries too hard. Like it's not needed. And, you're just killing drives that way. Um, but yeah, I get it though. Like the money shows like, yo, you need to stop doing what you're doing and
Yeah,
you gotta play better ball. Like you gotta sustain drives, you gotta put points on the board. So I mean, y'all found a way though. So that always helps, cure the fans' noise and so gotta keep building
yeah.
those dubs.
Every win in that division counts because even at 7-3, we still third in the division, which is nuts. But
Insane, bro.
yeah, with Love, it's just like you never know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get Brett Favre one week, you're gonna get Aaron Rodgers one week, and some weeks you get a little bit of both. So it's like it's tough.
He
Um,
straddles that line too. Like
it's crazy.
he loves the A-Rod throw, the Brett across the body throw. Like he will. I don't know if they try to instill that in him, like sitting, but like he ain't too far off, like emulating those dudes, man. I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
he was just like he wore a Brett Favre jersey in there. And first throw of the game was so Brett Favre.
it wild
Like I
out.
don't
Yeah,
know,
don't
but
ever
he
wear
is
that
still
jersey
young
again.
though. But they don't give grace anymore for that. Like they don't give
Yeah,
you the time. What I mean, sit in there like once you're a starter, they assume like, yo, you got it now. Like you got the range. You gotta. It ain't no this your second year starting, bro. You gotta perform. So I
yeah.
get it.
And a good point about the contract. You definitely, if they're paying you that much, you gotta make better decisions. Who you have for dog of the week?
Man, the Lions is a whole team, but Jared Goff, man, they know how to take care of opponents, like inferior opponents. Like they kind of like turn the corner. Like those aren't the Lions that we're used to now. Like they're like, I don't care. Like they have a very like arrogant, but like you know they know they're good type demeanor. Like yeah, they don't care. Like so, he threw for 412, had 4 TDs. Like Goff should be in MVP, talks. I don't see why not. I mean, I grant he threw a 5 interception game, but he also still won the game too. So like
Yeah,
they're hot right now, man. So I definitely Jaguars are slumping, but they didn't give them a chance to even think about what I mean. That's how you're supposed to do it against teams that are kind of reeling right now and kind of losing their way. So definitely Jared Goff for this week.
yeah. And the Jags have played well. They played us tough. They played the Vikings tough. I want to say they played the Eagles tough. So it's not like not pushovers. I think what you call is out though. Trev is out at this point, so that makes a difference.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah. So just on the topic of MVP, who else is in your conversation right now as far as MVP goes? Because Josh, big winning for the Chiefs the other day. He got to
Yeah,
be there.
my three is Golf, Josh, Lamar.
In
Josh
that
again
order,
is
or
like
just those your three, or
not in
that's
that order. Just they're
okay.
just my three. No,
Yeah.
if I had to say in order, I think Lamar is still there by here, but I think Golf is closer than Josh is. Like I think I will get
Mm.
Golf second. Like I just feel like his they also they give you a for winning as well. So 9-1 leading the NFC. Probably the best team in the NFL right now. Lamar coming off a loss against the Steelers, they'll probably, but his season has been spectacular. Honestly, all three are having a great season. Josh just threw his first pick like 2 weeks ago. So, like, when he's not turning the ball over, he is one of the best players in the league. So,
Yeah.
it'll be a fun race at the end, but I think I'll go with those three.
Yeah, I haven't looked at Josh Allen's numbers very closely, but given how we were treating him at the beginning of the season and how they look now, because we didn't expect him to do very well at all, just because he lost Diggs, he lost Gabe Davis. Like he's doing it with guys, I don't want to say no name guys, but kind of no name guys. Shakir,
Yeah.
they got
Shakir's the
Cooper
leading
now,
receiver over
who
there.
makes yeah, Shakir, Keon Coleman,
He's been
they got
out,
the
but
tight
like,
ends,
yeah,
but it's not the guys that you would expect. So
that
I give him a couple extra points for that. My dog, I'm gonna go with. I was pressured into going with Bo Nix, so
you
I'm
got
gonna
to carve this up. Like,
go.
man, he made me look stupid. Like, I
Yeah,
hate
he
Bo,
went crazy.
but like they were giving him easy throws. Like they just weren't pressuring him. Like dump offs to tight ends were going, 4 yard pass, but it's going for 28. Like, bro, that's like giving candy to a fucking baby at that point. Like it's just like this is too easy. Like it's just
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Maybe hopefully we recalibrate at the bye, but it wasn't even a game where like you see how teams play Bo. It's like, all right, you got pressure on Bo. Like we didn't even try to blitz Bo. Like they were dropping back in coverage. I'm like, what's the purpose? Like we're one of the worst, we're on worst teams getting to the quarterback. But it's like, damn, at least try to get to the quarterback. How not even y'all dropping 70 coverage? Like, man, I guess they piss me off sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how the playoff picture look in the AFC. So right now, Denver is sitting in the seventh spot at
Seven?
6-5. Yeah,
They're
if
tough,
Bo
man.
Nix,
They're tough.
yeah, if Bo Nix keeps playing like this, do we see them sneaking into the playoffs?
He won't. I don't know if you realize the Falcons, they tend to have an issue with quarterbacks. Like
Mm,
anybody that starts, we give up the worst completion percentage to any quarterback.
really?
It's just we don't. I don't know if you remember last year we played Will Levis. He started his first game as a rookie.
I feel like I do remember.
Yeah, he threw for almost 250 and four TDs against us as well. Like, and we seen how Will Levis plays football outside of anything else. So I take it with a grain of salt against us because we just do not we don't affect the quarterback at all, and that's our Achilles heel going, further into the season and the playoffs. We just can't get to the quarterback.
Yeah, that's tough, but that does make sense. All right, so that was dog of the week. Who you have for surprise of the week, or what do you have for surprise of the week?
Man, honestly, I had a few things in mind for like surprise, but like the Colts, man, like playing the Jets, a Rich getting to start again.
Look
I
good.
didn't think there was a chance that like I didn't think after the Jets last loss that they could come back home and lose again. But like they're finding ways to lose. Like
It's bad. It's bad.
I'm looking at Tay like, bro, I would have just stayed in Vegas. So save on
Yeah.
them taxes, them New York taxes, and you lose it. At least it's income tax. Like it's ain't no state tax out there. Like man, it's surprising just to see how they just can't close games.
Yeah.
They that defense is like not look like themselves. I had the Jets defense to start the year. I'm
Mhm.
like, A-Rod's back up. There's no way. Like that defense has played well with Zach Wilson, and I think they finally, hey, they met the good defense don't last forever, so like they wasted
True.
years of like good defense. So very surprising to see just like how they just falter at the end of games. Like they just don't close. They can't sustain drives. It's hard for them to even score points sometimes. Like
Yes, I don't get it. They got all the talent in the world, but they can't get it done. But yeah, they just haven't looked good at all. For me, my surprise was Taysom Hill, 138, 3 TDs, just went absolutely crazy. And the
Gave
position
Jay
I'm
Green
in,
life.
huh?
Gave Jay Green life.
That's what I was about to say. The position I'm in, I got a scoreboard watch. So I'm like, Los looking good. The two guys under me, if I could take care of Casey, I could keep Jordan 2 games under me too. And then Taysom just go off. I see him start talking in the chat. I'm like, oh man, here we go. Like now I'm
Yeah,
only a game. I want it
yeah,
to be two
that was
games.
rough. That was rough because I honestly, without Tate, like if Taysom doesn't have that, like you're good. Like,
Yeah,
but that's the fantasy aspect, man. You just don't know where, but you would never expect him for 2 touchdowns like that. Like, yeah, that was crazy.
it's just crazy. But
He
what are you
does
gonna
that
do?
every year though. Once a year, he does something crazy
That's
like that.
facts.
Then
Facts.
he'll go missing. He'll get 6 points this week because that's just what. Yeah,
Hey, as long as him and Casey keep losing or they lose, then I'm good.
yeah.
I'm in a weird position, but we'll get to that when we talk about the league. I did want to talk about the Giants. They are benching Daniel Jones. So 2 questions on him. One, we'll just start with one. Did they ruin him? Did he have more potential coming? It was questions coming out of college about if he could be the guy. Did he ever have a fair chance to really be the guy? Because that offensive line has been bad for so long. He hasn't played great on his own, but it just never seemed like he had the pieces around him to succeed.
I mean, they were pretty much choosing him to fail anyway. But they never put like outstanding talent around him. They gave him Bark. Bark was hurt a few years while he had him. And they never put more talent around but just Bark. He went to the playoffs with Isaiah Hodgins. Like, he went guys that you would never go to play with. Darius Slayton has been there for so long, but like they've never upgraded talent. They tried to with Kadarius Toney, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Um,
What you call from the Lions a couple years ago. That
Galladay didn't work at all.
yeah,
Like
Galladay.
I like, what do you want him to do? Like, I get like you get mad at him for like not, but like, what is the quarterback? The quarterback's only going to show you so much with limited, talent. But like, it made no sense for them to sign Bark to that because like you sign Bark to that and then do what? Like you weren't going to fix the O line, you weren't going to get better wide receivers, outside threats. So like giving Bark 20 million because he's owed that. Yeah, he is, but not from y'all. So like I get them not paying him because y'all don't have the team that's like capable to show Bark his talent. Bark
Yeah,
Bark's Bark's contract would have looked crazy with the Giants because they would have never had the AJ Browns and the Devontae Smiths around him. So it makes no sense. They don't have the Eagles O line, so that's why it looks good there. But that's in your running back in that system. It wouldn't work because no one's afraid of the outside threats.
that's true. But I think people could argue that you rock out with Daniel Jones for one more year, then you go to the draft for your next quarterback, and then you got neighbors. You're starting to trying to build a little bit of young offense. So Bart could have looked okay if you had started like after this, we're rebuilding everything. We're getting a new quarterback, Shador, Cam, whoever you're gonna get, and then you're building there. But that also would take time as well. So it's a lose-lose situation for the Giants, really.
It is. I think they did half and half. Like they try to half rebuild, but also try to preserve. All right, we want a playoff game. I get it. You want a playoff game, so you try to jump the gun because he's going to be a free agent soon. But you also could have got a bridge quarterback that could take you over the hump. We've seen it happen with like the Case Keenums and stuff. Like things can happen. So, hey, when sometimes that's why they get paid the big bucks. You got to make the moves, and that was probably one they'd probably take back and then probably go a different route. But I think how they did it though, like I think he's like the fourth string now. Like I get it.
Yeah,
Like they
third
ain't been,
string.
but like
Yeah,
one thing about him though, he will ball. Like he may not show the numbers, he may not get touchdown passes, but like he don't show no quit. Like he'll run the ball, like he has no problem. So like
yeah,
I never had an issue with Daniel Jones. He's just going to get a bad rap because it's New York, and they just haven't been winning since the playoff year.
yeah. So what's his future? Does he just become the perennial backup, or is there somewhere for him to start in the league?
I um I think he's a viable starter. Like he could play good ball. Like it's not like he can't make throws. He can make throws. He can use his legs to run. It's just what opportunities are going to open up for him this offseason.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure his Giants tenure is done. So
yeah, for sure.
now it's like what's next? Like the Jets may be in a situation like, yo, you could bring in a backup, and like anything could happen this offseason. It's just money situation, contract. But he could end up in a Mac Jones type situation, like just until you get back on your feet, you could be a Jameis situation. Like it's never no telling, really with quarterbacks. Like it's just you get the opportunity, you got to take advantage because you just don't know.
That's fair. Yeah, I think in the right situation, he could be a viable starter. I think if he wasn't, he could be Brock Purdy easily to me. Like if he was in that offense with those guys, with his ability to run, I think he could shine on a team like that. But it's not really any places around the league where they need a quarterback in the offense like that. The teams that need a quarterback are much more old school type offensive, not the new. So he's not going to thrive in that. Just drop back and throw every down type thing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when.
You could do Sam Darnold type thing. Like it took a couple
Yeah,
years. Sam Darnold went to Shanahan's offense, and then the game slowed down, and then I could see that happening for him. Not saying he'll go to the Niners, but like, yo, maybe you go learn from a team where, hey, somebody take a chance on you to be the backup. You come in, play spot moments. That could be, that could be your way back to a starter. So I don't know, but I think he definitely can be an NFL starter though.
yeah, I think he definitely could. I'm looking at the overall standings now. So they're second to last. So if they want to, if they keep up where they're at, they'll have a chance probably at one of the top two quarterbacks. Um, so if you're the Giants in the draft, are you taking a quarterback? I think you kind of have to. And
That new
what
money look
quarterback?
different.
Yeah, what quarterback? You watch a lot of college. What quarterback is at the top of your list?
Um, Cam Ward, honestly, like not even being biased, like
Mm.
um, Shador is a very accurate quarterback, but my thing is he's not as mobile outside the pocket as Cam Ward. Um, but like Shador is a good quarterback too, because if that's what you want him to do, he can do it with the best of them. So you're gonna have your pick. Like like what type of offense do you want to run? Like do you see your quarterback getting outside the pocket, or you just want a pocket quarterback and Shador just dotting people up? And then that's when you got to have guys getting open too. So you got to upgrade, around Malik Neighbors as well. So they're gonna have their choice. So I see them definitely quarterback for sure. It's just, hey, what which style do you want to go with these quarterbacks? Because Cam is a more gunslinger type, like he's just improvised. He could extend plays longer than like a Shador can.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely a toss-up, but you watch way more than me, and I've heard the consensus kind of be most teams have Cam a little bit higher than Shador. So I think it's a good situation either way. You got to get a lot younger. So let him and whoever they pick and neighbors kind of be your future cornerstones. And Tracy looked good too, running
Yeah,
back. So they got the future can be bright, but they got to figure out the coaching and all that. It's
they got
kind
to
of
get yep.
it's almost a Panthers type situation, but not as bad.
Right.
Um, so let's get into the league. Find these standings real quick. Should have had this up already. I know you're still in first. I think. Come on.
Me,
All right,
John.
so John is second, then Chance, no, then Dub, then Chance, Mark, Cheese. That's the top six that will make the playoffs today. Then you got Matt, then me, Jay Green, and Coach Casey. Uh, 3 weeks left. How you feeling overall? You got another win this week, big one. You had the high score, right?
Yeah, I had a high score this week against Chance. Hey man, I got to win one more and I clinch a spot. So I know I can't finish it last, and I can clinch this week. So that's the double whammy. So I got Los this week. Los beat me the first time around. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, I had nothing. Bark went crazy, bro. Like
not surprised.
yeah, Bark. That's when he had Bark, Diggs, and I forget who else. Like he was going crazy. And Olave killed me. Yeah. So yeah, man, I got to get a win this week. I'm trying to clinch and try to get this bye situation, and then because I don't really like a couple of matchups I got. So I definitely yeah, like CJ Stroud kills me, bro.
Very disappointing season.
Definitely.
Yeah, actually, I traded in my other league. He just wasn't performing.
He's
Um,
useless.
what was I about to say? Very different Matt team that you're going to see because Olave, no Olave. You said he had Diggs too. I didn't realize he had Diggs. So
Yeah.
very different team you're going to see from him this week. I was looking at Chance. He started in last, had a run, got to number one. Now he's in the middle of the pack and only a game out of missing the playoffs. It's a really weird year, but it's a lot of parity. I think that's what we wanted at the end of the day.
It is because no one's seen Chance like, he was like outscoring cats crazy,
Smoking kids.
Uh, it was crazy. Like I think he had won six straight. Yeah, he started 0-3 and won six straight,
Crazy.
which is
Um,
unheard of. Like I'm
yeah,
8-3, but I didn't win like I've won like two in a row, I lose one, win three, but like he
yeah.
won six in a row, like and jumped right to number one. And then he lost the last 2 weeks though, so he definitely got to get a win soon. There's some crazy matchups happening like coming up.
Important,
Like
very important matchups.
Perry, yeah, like
It's only
I got my eyes on that scoreboard.
Yeah, it's weird because it's only one matchup of two playoffs teams. That's I think Mark and Cheese, but then all the other ones still have playoff implications. I got to play Dub this week, who's in third. So I
Oh, he
could,
got Jay. Oh, he got the new deals. He got the Jay Green deals.
but Cook is on by, so that helps. He got a couple
Okay,
guys on by,
okay,
so that helps.
that's good. Yeah,
But yeah, I'm in a really weird spot. At the deadline, I had a choice. Was I going to sell and just
yeah.
move on
You
to
got
next
to,
year, or
yeah.
was I going to try to make a move? I made a move. It paid off this week. We'll see how long it pays off. But I'm one
Question:
game out the playoffs, but I'm also only 2 games out of last. So it's like
Who do you
very
have
interesting.
week 14? Who do you have the last week? Like,
Week
because I don't know
14.
what Jay Green is gonna
I
do.
know I
He's
got Jay Green one of these weeks. I got Jay Green next week. That'll be big. And then I
okay.
got
You're missing the.
Cheese,
Who does
which
Jay Green
so
have week 14?
Jay Green has Mark. So it's all everybody right
Oh,
there in that
it's
4 to
coming
8
back in.
range.
Oh man, it's coming back in the and everything's just revolving. Oh man, that's gonna be crazy because he's got looking at the standings, he's not gonna be able to just pull away because it's being that one game and the way points fluctuate with us, like
Yeah.
Chance went from like first in points to like he dropped. I think I'm ahead of him now in points.
Yeah,
John still leads. He's been wilding.
he's
John leads,
fourth
but
in points now. He's fourth.
yeah, Chance was like first, second in points. So
Yeah.
it flips like that. You just need a hot week, and then you gotta see what happens with Jay Green and Casey. Casey, honestly, who has Casey? I have Casey next week. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm lying. I have Cheese next week. I
Casey
have
this
Casey.
week
I have
plays.
Casey week 14. I have
Yeah,
Casey the
so
last week of the season.
Casey got a tough schedule. He got you 14. He got John this week, and then next week I gotta see what we got. But either way, the last 2 out of 3 against top two teams. That works in my favor, but you never know. My team might
Yeah.
put up another 80 and so who knows? Trade deadline was last week though. We had a couple last minute trades. You alluded to one. Jay Green traded Cook in I forget the 12th
ETN.
maybe.
Cook in the 12th for ETN in the 6th.
Yeah, what
Well,
the chat wasn't particularly happy about that one. What'd you think about that?
stupid, but like I told you, the trade, like I don't care what you say. I needed that 6. No, no one needs a 6. Like you're just flipping trade. I get it, but like you don't know
Yeah,
what that's going to be. Like
yeah,
your second 6 is almost like your 7th round pick. His 7th round pick is not even on his team no more. So it's like, and you know how he get antsy with players. Like you got 1 week to perform, and he's like, "I'm good on you." So um, if that we had the old system, there's no way that trade was going through. Like it was no way. ETN
yeah.
has been ETN's been a bum. Like it's just
Been
call it
bad.
what it is. So like even getting a pick for ETN is crazy. Like if you trade in, like you just sending a pick to Jay Green. He's not giving you nothing back. So he
Yeah,
talked him. Yeah, he dog walked him in that deal. But we gonna have some serious winter meetings
yeah.
about this trade still.
We gotta figure it out. I think there was a little bit of confusion. I don't know if it was in this trade or not, but I know for myself, I know I talked to Casey. For whatever reason, I thought that it was always a pick swap, but you don't have to give up a pick in every trade. I thought it was always a pick, keep it even.
Yeah, so you don't have to. Only thing you have to do is get it out the free agent pool.
Gotcha.
If we were to expand the roster, like which I'm not thinking of doing, like say if we went to another wide receiver, then he wouldn't have to worry about it. Like he can keep that pick. That pick will still happen. So it'll be a lot of talk like in off season, see what we'll do. Like I know the 3 wide receiver thing was always like, option, but maybe not. The rookie thing, I know guys was like they cool with that. So definitely some conversations to had in the offseason. But if we don't add to it, he's gotta pick up from the waiver wire.
Gotcha.
Because y'all was killing me. I had a game to get ready for. I'm like, yo, yo, you guys are trying to I'm sitting on the bench on the sideline, like, yo, I gotta talk to my defense. These dudes trying to process the first ever 3-team deal. Like,
Yeah, and
bro,
that only it
what?
was just that because Eckler was playing that night, so we had to get it done
Yeah.
that
I'm like,
night.
well, bro, y'all should have did that like Wednesday. Like, y'all dudes picked Thursday. I'm like, yo, they really trying to pull off a trade right now. I'm like, all right,
It was
so
just the way it
during
came
the whole
together
pick
was
thing,
crazy.
they said you was in the mix. You was trying to like sway someone. Like they
Not so
said,
I wanted I wanted to get Cortland Sutton from John, and as soon as I text him, he's like, "Oh, I'm about to send Cortland to Mark," and Mark is sending me a pick, another guy. But Mark wanted Reek from me from before. We already talked about that, so I'm like, let me figure out a way. He was going to send me Eckler and uh, he wanted to send me Eckler and Addison. Of course, I wasn't going to take that, but he was sending Addison now to John. I'm like, so I could get Eckler and I could get Sutton. So I'm getting both of what I wanted.
yeah,
But then Mark was driving, so I sent him a text. He's like, "I'm cool with it. I'm gonna send it to John." But for whatever reason, instead of putting Addison, I put Naylor because I'm just think I wasn't even paying attention. So when John got it, he saw Naylor. He's like, "No, I'm not doing that for Naylor." And I'm like, after he traded now with Cheese and sent Cortland Sutton to Cheese. So
yes.
I'm like,
Oh my god.
so that messed everything up. And I'm like, bro, why didn't you just correct me? I just made a mistake. He was like, they said to the
Oh
chat, oh, O came in at the last minute, messing things up. I'm like, clearly that was a mistake. Just change the person. I
yeah,
don't care who you get. It don't affect
yeah.
me if you get Naylor or Addison. So now
Oh, so you
Cortland is
saying
gone.
Naylor just threw everything off?
Yeah. So now Cortland is gone. And I'm like, okay, but I'm interested in Jacoby. So let's just do the deal the same exact way. Just put Jacoby in now. And that's when we send it
Yeah,
to you and it went through. But yeah, it was too much going on at one time.
yeah. I was like, what is that? Because you text me, Mark text me, John. I'm like, bro, what is that? Like, what are y'all playing? He was like, well, I'm trying to get a deal done, but oh, texted Mark. I was like, yo, are y'all about to pull some Schefter
Yeah, it
trade
was
machine trade like blockbuster? I'm like, yo, these dudes is crazy.
yeah, it just had the timing just had to be perfect because it's a 3 team trade is so complicated to get done, but everything just fell in
Yeah,
place. But yeah, everybody got what they wanted. John just wanted the pick. I don't think he's gonna ever start Addison, but he got the pick. Mark had wanted Reek for a couple weeks. We have been talking, and I wanted I really want
Yeah.
Sutton, but Jacoby was okay. And I want Eckler because Reek hasn't been performing. And so everybody kind of got what they wanted. I don't know
Yeah.
how the league felt about it because I didn't really look at the reactions, but I'm sure
I
people were
didn't either. I
surprised.
just I'm processing it. Yeah, I got a game to get ready for. Yeah, crazy, man. Like
Yeah,
this is
it
sick.
was. That's dope. I think it's dope to be able to get a three-team trade done in fantasy. I've never heard of it
Bro, honestly, like
before.
when y'all started talking about picks, I said I'm gonna just say they don't have to pick swap and just figure it out later. So then once I did my homework, I'm like, all right, well, he can have the eighth, but he just won't get his last round pick. That's all.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now when we get the board, it's just like this is be like via whoever. Like this ain't your pick.
yeah.
So
You have to
and
just
we'll just fill it in.
make it
Yeah, we
clear.
gotta see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it in my notes. So we'll just because there's a way you could trade on the sleeper app the picks. I'm gonna
Oh,
check in the
really?
off season. Yeah, so it'll make
Okay.
it easier. So I couldn't find it. Like I try to read the thing, but I'm gonna go through it in off season.
Yeah. A fun time, exciting time at the deadline.
Definitely.
Nothing happened like right at the deadline, but it was leading up to it. It was interesting.
In fact.
Um, let's go through these, pick them real quick as we run out of time. We got like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Good games this week. I got to calculate. I didn't look at what happened last week, but I'll add that in. I'll
Okay.
post it what happened last week on the page. All right, we got Lions at Colts. Probably the one of the games that really ain't hard to pick.
Yeah, Lions. But I wouldn't be surprised if the coach playing well. They play good ball. They just have a couple turnovers here and there that kind of sway their games. But Lions, but by a field goal.
I feel really the way they've been blowing teams up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's bold to even say that. I'm gonna go Lions. I think the Colts. If AR gives them a game like last week, one of his best games of the season, they can keep it within 10. But a field goal. Okay. Niners at Packers. Who you like?
Mm. I'm gonna take Packers. Niners are not the same
Really?
team.
No.
Um, something's off with that team. Um, I don't know if it's T Mac getting reacclimated.
Yeah, it just got back.
But yeah, it just the offense ain't what we're used to, like we're used to seeing. I think Packers. I know you lost the game last year, but like man, that was beautiful football they was playing for about 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Um, LaFleur put on that coaching magic, so I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers as well. I think because him and Shanahan, that whole coaching staff over there are friends, he kind of always wants to bring his A game against them. So if he coaches like he coaches in the playoff last year and we're at home, I think we could take the win. So I'm gonna go Packers. Interesting game. Cardinals at Seahawks. Who you like?
Mm. Cardinals in first place. At
Weird
Seahawks,
division. Yeah, at
definitely.
the Seahawks.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Seahawks, man. Gino coming off a big game. I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Yeah, I went Seahawks as well. But I'll be happily surprised if the Cardinals win. I think they're kind of like the feel-good team this year. So I want to see them do well because they have been bad for so long. Kyler been taking heat for so long um, from everybody, including you. You haven't.
Yes, yes. Bum. Changing his ways though. I've been quiet a little bit, but like he ain't
Yeah,
feeding my boy, man. Like you gotta feed
facts.
him.
They've
Start
been
feeding
winning
him.
in
He
spite
start
of that.
winning.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Eagles at Rams, another good one. Rams looking good lately.
Rams at home. I'm gonna take Rams.
I took. Oh no, I didn't take the. I took the Eagles. I put them down. I don't remember why I put them down, but I'm gonna go Eagles. Last but not least, maybe the most interesting game of the week: the Ravens at Chargers. Really great
Harbaugh ball.
offense versus a surprisingly good defense.
Harbaugh ball again. I'm gonna go Ravens. Think this got a little bit more offense that's needed. Chargers definitely been surprising though. Wow, man. 7-3. Who would have thought? But I think Lamar puts him a little bit over the edge. He gets over that tough defense.
I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna go Chargers with the upset. Like I said, I think the defense has looked good. They did enough to beat Cincinnati, who just put up what 30 plus. I forget how many against the Ravens the week before. So I think the other Harbaugh finds a way to get it done. Comes up with something to slow Lamar down. But yeah, it'll be a good week. Definitely a good week going into Thanksgiving. Anything else you wanted to add before we get out of here?
Rooks, that's it, man. That's all. Shout out Rooks.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this week of fantasy. A lot of implications. like I said earlier, I think ultimately what we wanted to accomplish putting this league together is coming
Yeah,
together now because even Casey at 3-8 or whatever still is
it's
technically
not.
not all the way out. So the parity is
Hey,
good. That's what you can ask for.
he went three in a row, which would have to be against me, John, and whoever. He'll be because somebody's gonna have to play, each other. That's
Everybody's
in,
playing each other, yeah. So
yeah. So yeah, yeah. If y'all don't, y'all might take care of Casey now. Like,
I told kids take care of him a long time ago, but they didn't
yo,
understand.
yeah,
But
because you can't let him. He got anytime he got a little life, like you got to take that as a caution, like
yeah,
because he's good at what he does, though. But hey, y'all better bury the dead body. Don't leave it to me in week 14. Don't leave it to me.
yeah. Even
Yeah,
even me, I got super lucky. C Mac didn't go off. Josh Allen didn't go off. Nico had a quiet game. That's the only reason I won. So
bro, you should have
I
lost
just
the
take the
first
win and
play of the
go.
game.
Man, listen,
77 to the crib to call back. That's crazy. Like,
man, listen.
that's not but God. That's not but God, bro. That's not but God. That's crazy. Because like I played Casey on Monday night and he picked up Noah Gray. And all he
Yeah,
needed was 5 points to beat me.
yep,
And he got like two catches for like 35 yards, and that was it. Like I survived by like less than a point, I think.
yeah. It's nuts.
He's
And
got
it's
three losses like that. He's got three losses like that. So
yeah,
it ain't like he far off. Like
yeah.
y'all better
It's
punch the dead body, man.
but yeah, that's that. Looking forward to the week. Good episode, and we'll catch y'all next week. Sudden Change Pod.
Sure.